Hi there, this is Three of Spades, and welcome back to another Rogue Planet 2 devlog. Today I got some real fun shit for you. I think you're going to quite enjoy it. So I've been doing quite a lot of updates since the last devlog, one of which is a new soldier model. I've also added a bunch of wolves into the Three of Spades map and a bunch of new Easter eggs and shit. I've also got a third person mode I'm going to show off, though it'll probably be separated into its own playlist at some point, so you can't just, you know, be the scumbag and fucking cheese the whole thing. We're going to set the preset here to high. And voila, I'm now a Delta Force soldier. This here is my backup. This was a feature that was cut from the first game, was the This was a feature that was cut from the first game. It was third-person mode. Originally, like you and a group of others were supposed to go around town and you know, work together. You would be able to like optionally switch between the two, like old Star Wars Battlefront, but unfortunately, due to Game Guru being a broken piece of shit, that got cut. So thanks to Unreal working, it's back. It's a little janky, but you know, it works. So I'll show you the model here in a minute. But I've done some updates to this map. There's some of the lyrics from the Three of Spades song that I had sang, the cover of Shape of My Heart. On the walls they float. He deals the cards as a meditation. Those he plays never suspect. It's a song from Sting. Pretty cool musician. And since I wanted to make this look really like 2010, sort of Mirror's Edge a little bit, that's why I have the 3D letters out in the open here. It also is just the YouTube channel banner as a playable map. I thought it would be pretty cool. This wall is also 3D. It's working pretty well so far. But yeah, I've got this soldier model all rigged up. He had a few issues with it, his ring finger and also flying. Like when he went prone, he would fly, or when he crouched, he would fly. But now that's all resolved. And I made a custom script in order to fix that with the blueprint. But yeah, I've also been optimizing a lot of the textures. Now the textures are primarily 512 with a 1024 normal map, so you wouldn't notice that looks like something from the Xbox 360. The color map underneath is lower resolution than the normal map on top, which ends up hiding a lot of the deficiencies of the textures while still making it look good. Like for reference, I've got a fucking picture of Halo 5, and the problem with Halo 5's textures were that they had low quality normal maps that drowned out the higher quality color maps, so all the detail they had got drowned out because the normal map on top of it was blurry, so it just made the whole thing look blurry. I found the way to solve this was to basically just do the opposite of what they did, have the normal map be a higher resolution, and have the color map underneath be lower res, so it looks like it's still a decently, you know, decent looking fucking, you know, texture, even if it's like one of the textures is half the resolution compared to the other. But here we are. Three of Spades map in third person, Rogue Planet 2. I've also deloaded the building and some of the other objects so it's easier to see. And of course also for performance, but there we are. It's getting about 90 FPS. Pretty smooth throughout. It's not exactly 100 because there's about 8 dogs that are running around killing everyone on the map. I'm gonna go explore the building now that I'm done exploring the lovely outdoors here during the storm. But yeah, as you can see, the God rays in the sky. Some pretty magical shit. There, of course, is the shit sign. I do have the slop sign as well. That will be added in another map. Another variant of this map, perhaps, as well. And this as well. Just like, this is why I do a higher res normal map, because when I put blood on top, well, now that shit really shines. Look at that. That's beautiful. And it does actually get on your boots. So that's pretty awesome. So here's some of my doggies. They attack everybody. They have their own levels of detail as well. They don't care who's around. They just care about what's for dinner. And you are on the menu. Oh yeah. Step on the blood. It doesn't have like footprints or anything, but as you can see, there is a first-person model still. It's not the same one as the one you have, so it's going to be kind of like Counter-Strike Source, where everybody has the same first-person model. Tries I made to make actual first-person view models for every model. This engine and this editor and this template kit did not like that, so basically it would, in order to fix that one issue, I would quadruple the file size, which is just stupid. So I decided you're just going to get one green guy. But hey, on the plus side, you do actually have animations and all this first-person shit, like Left 4 Dead 1. Except, you know, naturally way better graphics. But yeah, another thing I've added here is this has been bent. So now if you want to hop off the second row, you can. So now you're not just stuck going up the stairs. It's another thing. You kill this guy, he has physics. His arms get a little wonky, but you can kick him around. I want to kick this bitch, I can. Now naturally, he is there for about, I think, 3 seconds before he has to respawn, so that's just for the sake of map balance, but if it was just the soldier was there normally, he wouldn't be spawned for a while, so that might be like something I fuck around with in the story mode, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So anyway, I'm gonna head upstairs. Let me show you some more of this cool shit. There's some more of my doggies. They're attacking that guy. Getting about 100 frames a second every so often. Mostly 90. 89 to 90. Sometimes it goes down 70, but decent performance all around. I've been doing some optimization on the windows here. Removed a fair amount of them and replaced them with just a wall. You can see the spade soda. I need to fix his ragdoll so he doesn't turn into a inflatable man, but yeah, you can jump on the chairs. There's this new spade soda model. I've done a few textures for it. There's crap cola, spit, a few other joke sodas. There's nutritional facts on the back, which is to say there is no nutrition in any of these sodas, but thanks for playing. Just as a fun little detail. So the wolf actually does wave its tail around. The wolf will attack me if I get down. This is Grantham. He's one of my puppies. It's based off one of my puppies I had in real life. Actually, all of them are. Either puppies that are no longer with us or puppies that are currently with us. This one is Kahana. That's Grantham. That's Samson. That's Molly. We'll see if I can go find Callie. But yeah, there's sodas up here. I also optimized the level of detail in the jellyfish because before it had like 33,000 polygons. I don't think that was required, so it's now powered by SOAS, which is a reference to one of the YouTube poops I'd made with Left 4 Dinettes, which was then renamed to Left 4 Deceased because nobody knew what a dinette was, but they knew what deceased was. So now it's more like 8,000 polygons on that jellyfish if you get really close to it, but most times it tends to lower, so it's about like 3,000. So in here, I've added a bunch of food and beverages because I like me some cheeseburgers. And there are some nice juicy cheeseburgers about the size of me. I need a Big Mac that big, I'll tell you that. McDonald's, you better get on it. But if you do actually get up on the ladders, well, dogs can't climb, so they'll just patiently wait for you. Good little boys and girls. Go fetch. You can't kill them either. They're immortal. I'll climb up this ladder. There we are. It's a big soda. Nutritional facts. Actually, there isn't any nutritional value in any of these drinks, but if you're reading this, I just wanted to say thanks for playing my game. It means the world to me. Now, I'm sure you got some ass kicking to do, so get back to it, soldier. There we go. You know, just something short but sweet, I figure. Make sure you drink your water if you have a bunch of soda. The only thing that ruins the soda is they don't sell it in 1 gallon. They only sell it in, like, the 2-liter. But anyways, a bunch of donuts and Rice Krispies and some pizza. My junk food of choice. And of course, there's also more donuts and junk food over there. Ah, damn, I missed. Well, hard to gauge the distance in third person, but it is a fun little mode I've added. You can jump on top of the chair. Get wrecked. Gotcha, bitch. Alright, the dogs are chasing me. So I'm gonna do a fucking dolphin dive down the stairs. Don't try this at home, kids. There we go. Whee! Gotcha, bitch. Yeah, third person animations as well. Running with the wild dogs. One of my favorite things to do in this map is to try and get somebody killed with a dog while they're trying to kill me. It's even better. But yeah, you got covered in blood. The sodas also have been spilled. Some of them fell off the shelf. And I figured it'd just be funny little things like this that sort of tell you, well, it's not blood, it's actually just soda. The soda spilled everywhere, got all over the puppy. So here's some other puppies. That's Parker, that's Dexter, that's Callie, that's Cass. Had quite a lot of dogs. I quite enjoy dogs a lot. There's 3 sodas that fell over and spilled. The other sodas are upstairs for the party. And of course, the reason why all these soldiers are fighting in World is because they want the soda and the pizza. I mean, because who the fuck wouldn't want oversized donuts, pizza, Rice Krispie treats, and other shit? I sure would. If you're at the end of the world, you gotta fight over something funny. And that's kind of what gets me with so many games now, is they want to have cartoon shit, but they're not actually funny. It's just embarrassing. Come on now. Do something funny. Say something clever, you know? No, they can't do it. Whee! Meanwhile, I could fucking crawl in the blood and camouflage myself as a good map mechanic. So yeah, sodas and all this shit. Big shelves, new shelf model. 2-liter model. There we are. Rogue Planet 2, a game by 3 of Spades. Figured it'd be pretty cool to make a map based off of my channel banner, but let me show you the game here in the immersive mode. Zoop. So here are all the puppies. This here is Parker, this is Samson, this is Cass, this is Grantham, this is Molly, Callie, Kahana, and Dexter. And not the same Dexter from the first game, but a different Dexter. There are 2 Dexters. But Dexter in real life was a rather evil puppy. So, red eyes he gets. So yeah, here we are. the textures for the statues, the color textures, and a lot of the color textures throughout this game have been lowered to 512 underneath. So if you like, you can kind of see the color texture is lower res, but the normal map on top is higher res. Like if we look at his fucking armor and his fucking six pack here, you can see that it looks more detailed than it is. That's because I used a higher resolution normal map compared to just a higher resolution color map. Because if I used a higher resolution color or diffuse map, well, it wouldn't have looked quite as nice. Meanwhile, like Aurora's wings here really look more dirty than they are, even if it's like an Xbox 360 game or some game from 2015. It looks nicer because of the normal map being a higher resolution than the color map, because it looks all dirty. The normal map is what makes the shit look dirty in this game. So if I have the ground here, the ground looks much nicer because, you know, it looks more dirty as a result of me messing with the normal map. I've also had the time to make some new grass for a few of the maps, and I will be showing that off as well. So let me pop out of immersive mode here. I'm going to show you the radar array. And this was the one I showed off in my last showcase, so that's pretty cool. Let me see, I love it when I'm in game mode and then Unreal Engine just pops me out of it, but here we are. I've done some lighting changes and some other things, so you play as the gray guy, you're the special forces, and the rest of these guys are dressed up as disguised as a UN peacekeeping force, but they're actually an invasion force. And as you can see, they're very much decked out. They now have a new radio. They now have a, you know, headlamp, and they have all this other cool shit, walkie-talkies, and they're prepped for combat. As well as that, I've also gone through and fixed up and replaced most of the fences and optimized this shit a bit. Though, there seems to be a little bit of a gap right there. Thankfully, there's an easy way to fix this. Boop. Hold on. We gotta... There we go. Let me just... All good. There we are. So, quick fix there, but anyway, fences have been readjusted. There's considerably less fences that load in, so makes it much easier on the game. I do use a fair amount of fence models to load the stuff in and out, but naturally, as you can see, it's a lot less than it was. One thing I kind of had a problem with in the last game and in this game was going overboard with fences and too many models tanking the frame rate, and if I'd consolidated a lot of the shit into one model perhaps, as opposed to just like 17, I would have loaded a lot better. But I've also done some level of detail work on these fences and these tents as well, and some other work will be done on like the dumpsters and other things, but level of detail adjustments have been made to the rubble, which had a very, very high polygon count that it simply did not need. So that's been lowered significantly, and now I think it still looks good because it has a high resolution texture. But yeah, as you can sort of see over throughout here, this has really been polished up and given a makeover. I have gone through and readjusted a lot of the lighting so it really shines through, and there's like a lot less trees that need to be casting shadows at any given time. So let me pop off of that shit. I'm gonna do a little showcase for you. I'm gonna play the radar array. Alright, and we're back. There's nothing. Got him. But yeah, here we are. New and improved radar array. Whooping some ass. Probably would have had my ass there, but I have God mode. I am your daddy, bitch. There we go. Pretty good at this. There we go. I think I found my mode. Bam. Headshot. Yeah. Can also adjust the volume. I don't know if I showed this off or not, but I've got a volume slider. There we go. Pretty cool. This is running at decent frame rate now. I'd say it runs about 90 to 100. Most times anyway. Bye-bye. Here in the shadows, the stuff's a lot darker. That's kind of the thing, is the whole map was a little too dark before. I fixed this by upping the gamma a bit, turning down the exposure. Got a lot of blood. Blood in the grass. Everyone turns to shadow here. There we go. Shoot the Sandman. Bye-bye. I gotta add some new guns to this map as well, but... A little hard to hear you when you're shooting the gun. Exactly. Those fucking great lines I have. See, I make myself chuckle with some of these, but... Oh. There we go. Fixed fences and some fairground on fire over yonder. And now the level of detail has been adjusted, accommodated. Bye-bye. Tango sighted, 6 o'clock. But yeah, there was kind of an issue where shit looked way too blown out and dark at the same time. Now it looks a little less blown out, I think, and fixed that issue. Let me show you the surreal puzzle map. This is another one I've done some work on. It's pretty cool. This is the second map from the first game, where this will be, yeah, this is level 2. This was where you did some puzzles and had to basically solve a maze. Some spooky shit that was popping up while the wonderful intro music is playing. I think I need to add the intro music into this map, but in this case, there's Krampus, there's a bunch of other zombies running around, and of course, you still have to kill each other. So that we will be doing. Pop them on, but 100 frames a second, 120. It's running pretty well. Bye-bye. Pop, pop, motherfucker. There we go. And when you click the apply audio, it'll, have a lightning sound, tell you it's working. But yeah. Third person mode, pretty awesome. Got a bunch of gravestones I've added levels of detail to, so they might pop in and out here and there. The eagles also They have levels of detail they've added, trees. There's also been different adjustments to the grass. The grass is now snowy, and some of it's burnt over here. Blood was removed as well, which did seem to improve the frame rate a fair bit. That guy got turned into fucking paper mache. Krampus and his butt buddy are coming after me. Conga line of death. Got a surprise for you. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye, bitches. And to go in the third person, you press V. But I find that first person is much more immersive, even if it lowers your FOV. Well, doesn't quite matter as much when you can see all this shit from first person point of view, or third person. You know, third person, I know people are gonna cheese that shit, so my plan is to put that in its own playlist. I know people are gonna cheese that, because I'm cheesing it right now. Fucking shooting this guy around the corner. Like, I'd fucking look. I would see shit I'm not supposed to. Like, I can see this, see right here, I can't see him. Oh, now I can. He had the jump on me. Bye-bye. I think he's a little pissed at me. I'm gonna take him down. Bye-bye. But yeah, levels of detail, they load in and load out. They pop in and pop out there too. You see with the trees in the background. You can actually increase the level of detail if you turn up your view distance. The same thing with the pop in over there. And as well as that, the textures and other effects. Bye-bye. Hello, motherfucker. So, pretty cool. Just been fucking around with this map a bit. Get more of the god rays and the shit optimized, and get more of the levels of detail optimized, the trees, whatever else, the big city, you name it. There's a graveyard over there now where the tents once were. There's also a fence in front of this because, well, no need to head over there now. Not going anywhere fast. It's like that bit from Harry Potter where there's the 7 locks in Hogwarts when the Dementors come in. It's kind of what inspired that. But what inspired the Ashes is especially the Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 trailer with the snow. It was a map I wanted to play in that game, but simply never got to be. So decided I would make something like it myself because that's a cool fucking, you know, map they had. Plus, so many games and movies I used to play and watch in 2011 had this like very blue-orange look, and I quite enjoyed it. A lot of forests, the dark arts, where Voldemort off in the fucking woods would be practicing evil magic, of course. I love it. So let me show you the aquarium. Done a bit of work on the aquarium. But before I show you that, let me go to my first-person character. I wanted to show you this because he is a new original mesh. Before I was using this green guy, and he had far too many polygons. He had about 100,000 before I optimized it down to 30,000, and I was able to optimize it down to about 18,000, but this guy just had so many material slots, far too much detail. He had like underwear, gums, eyeballs, all modeled. This guy does not need this much detail. He's only gonna look like this, and I had two options. Basically, I could fucking remove all of that shit in Blender, or I could have a new model entirely. And a friend of mine named Dylan decided he wanted to make a new model entirely, so that he did. First thing I recommended was he wears a mask, so that way there's no lip sync needed. It just kind of is, he wears a mask, so you wouldn't be able to see his lips move any. This old model, he would talk, but, you know, his lips wouldn't move. And he has, like, fully modeled teeth and eyeballs and a tongue. He does not need that. His mouth never opens. So, you know, as well as that, under the arms. Look how far up this glove goes. It doesn't need to go up that far. So, you know, it's just little things like this that we're adding up. And I was wondering, okay, I could optimize this model, or I could just make my own. So, he made one. It's a little bit like the one from Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 3 with Delta Force. So he's pretty cool. The model, you know, goes in a little bit, but he's significantly lower poly, about 7,000 polygons, and way more optimized. He's got a bunch of magazines on his belt there, walkie-talkie, another walkie-talkie back here. He's got glasses, a light, a mask, and he does have eyes, if you're curious. So I fucking see if I can show you here. There we are. He just took a picture of his face, and he decided he wanted to add some eyes. They're just textured, but it's pretty funny. And the glasses, let me see if I can fucking show you. 3 of spades. Oh, no. It's not gonna do it, or will it? Show me the eyes. Okay, or fucking don't, Unreal. I'm just gonna set it to a clear one, but well, whatever. Anyway, there's that. Then I did a couple textures I'd already made, basically put it on the model, and that's how you get Larry the Soldier here. So, I'm going to show you the ocean of swamp gas and other shit. So, here we go in the aquarium, the algae aquarium. Should be fun. Alright, I'm back. So, this here is the aquarium. It's pretty cool. There we go. And this was a part of a cut map at one point. This was like Rogue Planet 1 was going to have some more ocean environments. Like you'd be able to not just see the ocean, but you'd be able to swim in it. You'd be able to go underwater. A lot of that was going to be open world before it got cut back to just a simple linear action game. So yeah, I decided to turn the city into overgrown, basically aquarium with coral reefs and seaweed. Pretty cool. Big crab shell. If you go in here, you can see there's different parts of the map covered in the seaweed and the grass. I was able to add sharks into the blood ocean. The blood does get on your legs. Oh yeah, if we go through here, it looks pretty nice. Here we are, the Aurora statue. And a lot of this game is supposed to look like an Xbox 360 game, so it runs well. I think most people probably wouldn't mind lower graphics if it meant the game looked consistent and ran well. Naturally, I don't want to go too low, but how many people are doing a PlayStation 3 game? Nobody's fucking doing that triple. Nobody is bothering with the most ballin' console out there, and you're telling me these people want to be ballers? You know, these people want to have PlayStation 2 and 1, but that ain't ballin'. PlayStation triple's where it's at. Xbox 360's where it's at. Bye-bye, motherfucker. I need to fix this ragdoll, but yeah, there we go. We got a motherfucker hiding in the grass. No one's safe in Rogue Planet. You can't camp. I can see you, motherfucker. Can't shoot you, though. I need a sniper rifle. Drop that to the ether and pick up a new MP5 here. New Looty. Looty Tooty. Ready for shooty. But yeah, I've gotten the optimization pretty well in this. Just been adding a lot more cool shit, doing some more art and other passes to this, just trying to make the game look good and run good. Getting that semi-retro look of the Xbox 360, but also attempting to make the game run on lower end devices, and I just find that Xbox 360 games and games from that era made for the PC run on just about anything, seeing how they had very limited hardware. It was a very good bit of guidance as to how I should, to inform how I should make my own game. And when I switched over to this next engine, right, it was the way that the textures look kind of blurry was intentionally done so this can run on a computer from 2012 at like 120 frames a second. I don't mind shitty graphics as long as there is a benefit to them and there is some actual care and love put into these shitty graphics. I mean, this looks a lot better than most. Most games now are just like either a clone of Minecraft or something with furries in it, or anime, or some garbage game that looks like Doom but runs like garbage because they didn't optimize it even with a cartoon style, even with every pixel on screen that you can fucking see. So I don't know about you, but I got a fucking ocean. That shit moves in real time. It's a 3D model. I got fucking cool ass jet stream particles that fly by you because you're underwater.
Professionals have standards. Have a plan to kill everyone you meet.
Got fucking algae particles too. FXAA. And the jellyfish. Jellyfishes are in there and they have a fun time. They are powered by us, as they should be. The fish in there as well. Find a sniper rifle. Let's see if I can shoot some motherfuckers. Grab a gun. Through the seaweed, motherfucker.
I'll tell your mama I fucked her last night.
Rip. Through the blood, death, crawl through. Snipe these bitches. Pretty fun. But yeah, there's that. Bunch of coral reefs. They're all pretty well optimized, seeing how they're running at 120 frames per second on this now 14-year-old computer with a GPU from 2017. So that's the kind of optimization that can be done in Unreal Engine 4 especially, and I find it's rather helpful when discussing these sort of things to look at what my competition is doing, or more so what they're not doing, and then go do better optimization, have a shitload of content that works offline, split screen, bots. I think those are very important features. I think that more games should have them. So I'd like to put those into my game because I think it would benefit from them. And the first stress test I'm going to be doing is not going to have online play, but I will do that next time. The first stress test will just be offline with bots, so you can make sure that the game runs well on your computer. And, excuse me. So I can make sure that I can figure out like a minimum standard of hardware you would need to run it, just, some basic stuff. So let me show you stress test here, or not stress test, the besieged. That'll be just a second, because Unreal Engine likes to load. And we're back, gamers. Let's roll. We got some gaming. Time to grab the elephant eliminator. Third person sniping. Ah!
The time has come. Oh, hello? I just shot the man. I think it's on purpose.
So this map's pretty busy. We got a lot of shooting today.
Oh, sorry, just me. Fuck you. Well, on the bright side, at least you get to know. Three.
Bye-bye, motherfucker. It's an elephant.
Your point of view.
Oh, yeah.
Roses are red. Like it positive, got you where you are. I'm not here to fix it. Now you see, the only problem here is, alright, watch and learn. Here's the key. Slide, understand? Yes, to the rest of you. Memories grow.
Alright, find a spot away from the elephant in the room here. And I'll jump on a tent, see if I can lose him. There we go. Bye-bye, motherfucker.
Break up. Master Sergeant Shooter person. Hands up. Oh,
Gotta lose the elephants.
blowing shit up. Never
Superman. There we go. And a run. But yeah, now I'm getting like 100 frames a second throughout, sometimes about 80, depending on how heated it gets. But I would say under pressure, it's holding up pretty well. Most games you'd be lucky to get 60 FPS. I'm doing like 120. Hey, Xbox Series X, you ain't got shit on me. Get wrecked.
diplomatic community. There are only two ways to send it, and both you got.
Got him.
Oh, that's it. Fuck, you're back. Yeah.
There we go. Gotcha. Dolphin diving shots.
Tango neutralized.
Now it's time for me to go. Sacrifice. Lights out. Lights out. So there we go. I'm dead. Let me show you the zombie army base. There's been a little update to this. Mostly I've been going through and optimizing. One thing I optimized was the fences. There were a fair bit too many. But as a result of that optimization, it now runs a little bit better. I will show you that here in just a second. Okay, we're back. Here are the fences. I've also removed the vignette, so it's a little brighter, but it makes it a lot less straining on the eyes, especially. And I have been going through a lot of the maps, and I need to replace this character, but we'll get to that eventually. Because now he doesn't have animation, so... Whoopsie. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Grab that shit. But yeah, now it's like one big fence. There's another big fence here.
I will set you free.
Bye-bye, motherfucker. So I've added an M4 so you can actually get a little bit more money. So it's not just, you know, you can only choose a door or the MP40 in the back.
You cannot escape.
And speaking of the MP40, I think I had shown this off in another devlog, but pick that up. The 9 for 666. Of course, our lovely copies of Game Guru. Fuck Game Guru. Josh. Yeah, and the MP40 is a kicker. This puppy bites your whole fucking hand off. And it'll kill you. Explosively. Explosive zombies. Best kind of zombies. The fire burns within their souls and they dissipate. It's real good.
You won't last much longer.
There were also a lot of fences like over here. Those just weren't required, so I removed them. There were some other fences over here that realistically having them didn't really do anything, so I just removed these fences and they're gone now. 'Cause I already had trees there. It's like, you know, they have trees and a wall there already, so I have fences too. Figured I could just get some more frames out of that, and I figured right. So another thing I've added is this cool little effect with this 2D like glow. It's a little pixelated, but it works.
Let the games begin.
Go over here. Hospital is still working. Lord knows they're gonna need it. I fucked them up. 360 no scope, 420 blaze it for the good of all man kid. 9. Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Keep up. Your time has come.
Grab this shit. 9. So there's that. I've also gotten some preliminary work started on another zombies map. This will not be in the stress test, but I am going to port the other multiplayer maps I have over to zombies. And they will have different zombies in here. Need to move these as well, but it's early work in progress. I'll show these off here in just a second. Let me move these and grab that shit and rotate it. There we are. So it's the same zombie map, or the same multiplayer map anyway. It's a little bit earlier of a version of it, so some things didn't get changed. There'll be some big barriers you can buy. other areas that are locked off behind walls, but the zombies are going to primarily spawn in the bushes, as to be expected, because they came from nature and the darkness and the trees and shit. So that and fire. So I'll do a little play test of this for you. Just bear in mind this is not yet polished hardly, so won't be in the stress test either, but it is something that is early on, and I do want to show off. Because the idea is, I kind of liked what Modern Warfare 3 Survival did, the old Modern Warfare 3, where what they did was all of the maps from the multiplayer and the season pass were in the survival mode, which basically gave you a good reason to buy the season pass, so you could actually go and have a bunch of other cool challenge shit that you and your friend could play. So here we are. Zoop.
You cannot hide.
So off the bat, you can run through this gate. Not terribly too much. I mean, right now there's going to be some zombies who come in from the fire, try to kill you. It's a fairly big map, so I do need to like block it off with some more stuff, and you know, the typical zombies ordeal where you're, you know, in need of, you know, not the Naruto run, of course, but you're in need of other things to run around, find, and collect and shoot. As you do. Bye-bye, motherfucker. Be pretty good for sniping in this map, I imagine. Sniping and shooting long range. I'll get some good music in here as well. Really spice this shit up, but bam. Maybe lock off a few areas with fences here, like the army was building a miniature base, and you know, they couldn't move these giant fucking trucks. So they fenced it off as best they could, and well, you see how well that worked for them. So if you go over here, you can see there's Aurora statues. There'll be different guns you can find around the map. Mystery box, maybe 2 or 3. And different things you can just kind of go around and explore. Boom. I missed. So a couple things I've got right now. There's one big fucking sand barrier, like a big block. I'll see if I can go kill this guy and his buddy. It'll start off pretty easy. Let me grab...
One shot, one kill.
Insta-kill here. Let me find the other zombie. Where'd he go? Gotta listen for the sounds of growling. I've now started playing Slender Man. Where is he? George, where did you go? Hold on a minute while I find him. Alright, couldn't find him. So sorry. But anyway, there's that map. There's also the Bloodtown. I think I've shown this off, but I have not shown off the new things that I've done to it. And that is what I will be doing here in just a moment. And we're back. So, here's what I've done to the Bloodtown. It's a map I made for a friend, but since it's a lot more of a dark and spooky game, We have some sacrifices to the crusaders. They've been killing zombies and putting them up on crosses for all to see. Cloaked in shadow. Not taking prisoners. Death to Lady Lucifer. Join us in our conquest. The Crusaders. They have plates of Jesus Christ and the Crusade. A mercenary group taking up the mantle of the old ones. Okay, what the fuck happened to my third person model? I need to figure out what's going on with that. But anyway. Here we are, we've got horses and other shit in here. I know that the spades are the swords of a soldier. I know that the clubs are weapons of war. I know that diamonds mean money for this art, but that's not the shape of my heart. There's fire in here, burning the blood. Blood burn, if you will. And performance holds pretty steady. It's like 100 frames a second. Somebody save me. I'm getting close to the dark. God rays. So yeah, off we go. Pretty cool. Weird bugs where my model changes in real time. Didn't think that would be happening, but I need to fix that. There's a few things I need to fix, but I've also added some other song lyrics and other just bits of text around the map. The beds are in the maps now, the buildings. A lot of this stuff is fairly well running, all things considered. Some more beds. It's a dream. It's a strange dream in a surreal afterlife. Let's go to the backs of these buildings because there's some more secrets. Katy Perry there for you. And that's one thing I wanted to do with this map was have some cool shit that happens with the lights, as you can start to see these hidden messages that are in the dark. Some are in the light, of course, but others not so much. Let me poop. There we go. Bye-bye. And here's also some more machine guns and beds. Reload. There we go. Go over here. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Tunnel. New soldier model's working pretty well, except for when it turns to the old one, but I gotta figure out that. I gotta figure out a few other things, but yeah, the game's coming along, just doing some nice polishing up and other work. I've changed the font as well from the default one. As you can see with the parallax mapped bricks and other shit, so it looks really 3D with that. And really been pumping up the visuals and the optimization side, trying to do a lot more with a lot less, which is the benefit to using a lot of these old Xbox 360 era techniques. Is if I have a building that's over there in the background and I want to deload it by using a draw distance thing, and all these tools are just in Unreal. Well, the best way to hide it is to, you know, have the tree in front of the house so you'd barely notice that shit. Like I show here, I'll full screen this for you so it's a lot easier to see. This house back here has a lot of moving parts. So if I deload this by hiding it behind some trees, that also helps make an atmosphere. Because if I have the sun shining here, this is a way to get around the technical limitation of Unreal while still having a very high frame rate of about 100 frames per second. You get like 120 right here. And the frame rate will fluctuate depending on how much is, you know, on screen and all, but yeah, these guys are working here. They still have their dynamic lights and they still have some excellent performance. The lights do draw out in the distance a little more, but you can still see them if you get fairly close, so I may turn up the draw distance on the lights just so it's more optimized, but yeah, there you go. Pretty awesome. We've got smoke that comes out through the top, and the lighting is also with static shadows. Most of the map is covered in one shadow, so you have one big shadow with this rock, and that makes it a lot easier to hide any deficiencies with lighting. I find is if you use darkness and then you cast the whole map in darkness, well, now it looks like the whole thing is dynamic, even if it's not. Like, these moving lights are dynamic, but the lighting and shading is actually static. Which, if you were to like look up here and see that this tree isn't casting shadows, well, that would kind of be the dead giveaway. But otherwise, even with this, you know, this art style, need to fix old Matrix Man here. I'll give him a fixing up, but that'll do it for this here devlog. One thing I do want to show as well. Actually, one last thing. I believe it was blueprint, and was it? No, let me search for it. There we are. Mongrel dog wolf. Come on now, wolf. I don't want to cry wolf without showing one. Here he is. So, close up of the wolf here. As you can see, the levels of detail are fairly optimized, but he does have, you know, the 3D hair that you would see in something like Far Cry 4. It's not exactly the NVIDIA GameWorks method, but what it is, if you look closely, is it's actually just a model over top of the texture. This was a pretty cool asset I found on the Unreal Engine marketplace, and I tuned up here to have a lower level of detail that pops in and out, so it's a lot more optimized, especially over here at a glance. Now, the levels of detail do pop in and out fairly frequently, but I find this is a compromise that I'm willing to make simply for the sake of performance, because so many games these days don't even bother with that, you know, entirely. And a lot of these other little things I've been doing, if I show you my jellyfish here, what I found out about the jellyfish, it doesn't even have animations, it's just a model, right? What I found out about it was it only, like, the problem was, and the reason why it was really deteriorating the performance so much, was if I went to the mesh of the jellyfish itself. Let's see if I can find this character. I could probably just search for the model. Hold on. There we are. SM jellyfish here. What the problem was the triangles and polygons of this darn jellyfish were way too high, and they still kind of are. I still need to do a little bit of optimization, but this was about 33,000 polygons before I'd lowered it. And so the way I was able to fix this was I went into the vertices and just, you know, eyeballed the sucker. Are you going to really notice when this thing has this fire texture on it how many polygons it has, especially 33,000? The answer is no. A lot of these assets I was using were kind of unoptimized, so I've been going through and just lowering the polygon count, trying to make them look a little lower poly. just so performance is improved throughout. And I think 100 frames per second there is nothing to scoff at, especially with moving smoke and lights, you know. Pretty cool. But anyway, that'll do it for now. I'll go into more depth on that in the next part. Take care.